Alright, let's get the thing going. People flowing over here. Some dispersal. So yeah, as you can tell, we're going right for Long's little thing over here. And we're gonna build a shit ton of construction factories. Yeah, I'll get I don't need more trains. See, we'll do some anti-tank over here just in case. Just in case we have that. So yeah.
Angetreten.
Riverline is coming up over here, and I do plan on doing the others over here. Get some non-lethal portraits over here.
Angetreten.
And then we'll get. Let's see over here. Should we take?
Zuhören.
Just take our armored core.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Take the armored core.
Angetreten.
Get into the best of armors over here. Nope.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
There we give you.
Bereit.
And we'll give you that.
Bereit.
Push you here.
Angetreten.
Put you right there. And we'll have you there. You got everything all set up over here for our armors. We'll miss over here. Trample plane naval bomber. Oh yeah. That's for plane, then where's naval bomber? We get all that shit going over here in no time. Yeah, one of the day over here. I'm not gonna read this because it's not, relevant to what we're doing over here. And I won't be reading you over here because you're gonna be gone within like soon. But we'll read all these little events we got going over here. And I'll read a little description of that later. A democracy of the proletariat. Some good shit over here. Like many things, our republic, the roots of our political system date way back to the revolution. When the workers revolted under the flag of social democracy in the West, the front lines of the East saw their own rebellion, so refugees began falling for Ludendorff rose up in the leadership. Those men are Otto Braun, Ernst Junger, Karl Patel, and Ernst Röhm. All of them brave and noble comrades, they sympathized with the proletarian cause, just with one crucial difference. They almost led to a three-way civil war. Unlike the internationalists of the SPD, the soldiers southern to Germany had a great modern national republic. Oh yeah, and that reminds me. Also, yeah, Karl Patel over here. He's gonna be the fucking, if I remember correctly, the accelerationist path over here. Yes, Germany will have an SL. I don't know which ideology of it, but they're gonna have one under Patel over here. And I'm very curious to see how that's gonna play out over here. That's gonna be in the Blood Iron update, and who knows? Considering that I predicted that by the time it's going to, I originally predicted that 2 to 4 would get caught by the end of the year. And had happened yet though, like who knows when the hell it's gonna come out over. Hopefully more people help out the dev team over here so we can see some more of this cool shit over here that they got planned. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying like it would be cool to see this shit over here because I'm very interested to see how that's gonna play out. But yeah, that little thing aside. Since we were going tense and the compromise had to be made quickly, nationalists couldn't accept the voices of some communists calling for a dictatorship of the proletariat, which demanded one-party state rule by the SPD. Instead, the workers and soldier councils came in and helped. From that point, Germany was made a democratic council with political central leaders elected by members of the local councils, where all parties that swore commitment to socialism could run. First party rescued the SPD and Patel, the groups of social revolutionary nationalists, which later formed into the accelerationists SRNP. Soon, conservative nationalists, moderate versions, Christian socialists, and Leninists, ultra-left, all found their own faction, giving rise to the Catholic Republic of Councils and Parties, the cradle of communism. Get that surrendered element as well, and division. But we got some good shit over here. So volunteer attention, very nice. Germany has no doubts the longest tradition of social democracy in all the world. Our country, the birthplace of genius Marx and Engels. And also the great second internationality, the heroic organization that still leads the proletarian struggle across the entire globe was born. History of socialism reaches long back to the past century. In the return lifetime, Germany has labored toward the workers' cause, with many small big victories against capitalism. In the beginning of the Great War, all seemed lost. The SPD was Ben's leadership jailed, proving true with principles and refusing to support the bourgeois war that would spill the blood of the European proletariat. Then, as Germany was losing ground, the worst years came. The military clique that seized the government was swayed over by a madman, Erich Ludendorff, who declared total war. On the 1st of May 1918, the German people suffered no more and rose up beneath the red banner against the war and tyranny that capitalism brought on Europe. In that moment, Germany, from the darkest hells of capitalism, turned to a bright torch of a new world. Our republic goes bright with the hope of the oppressed masses of the continent. The example of German people's resistance is told in the farthest corner of the globe. Everywhere where tyranny reigns, we share to soothe the hearts and behind and kindle a new flame. We say with pride that Germany has born the dream of world communism, the dream of freedom and equality for all. See how well that goes. That's the age of revolution. Very pleasant fit to count. Yeah. Possibilities. It's very. This video cap is the one that hurts. Cuff-length suit and tie, the uniform of the revolutionary of the Golden Center. The working man's men since 1863. Sorry, the ones who rebuffed challenges from left and right, corrected course, and now stand bravely in defense of the revolution from our absurd and ruthless enemies in the world. We, the SP, will take Germany to victory. Partly the normalization campaign has been so far been a massive success, switching from a pure to radical uprooted Germany as a whole. And in the year settling down, the rebuilding effort was decentralized among the councils. This localized issue was the primary target on the levy. With mixed results, moderating the council system was receiving harsh pushback in the attempt at quelling revolutionary isolation in favor of building a friendly-faced socialism in hand with some moderate members of the international. Left a sour taste in the mouths of some. Despite this, we push on, attempting to build a revolution, our socialism, and our Germany, one step at a time. That all reminds me. Paul Levy, whenever that update comes for Germany, we will also be able to remain in power over here. Because I said before, I'm not reading him because he's going to get kicked out of power no matter what we do. But I am interested to see how they're going to make it so that way you can get him to stay in power. Very interested to see how that's going to play out. I probably won't do his path, but I am very least interested to see how he can remain in power. And his backward self definitely hurts. Bavaria's first revolutionary impulse was killed before it could walk. The flickering flame of the muted council poll was quickly quenched by the reactionary wave. To this day, Bavaria remains the undecided province, still predominantly agrarian. It lacks the proletarian-based law to the revolution. The masses there cling to the verse of the Catholic Church, solid foundation of the Bavarian social order, listening more to the priests than some of the great agitators. From this land, many conservative parties get their support. The CSABPD want to give socialism and democracy a Christian more tint. Or the DSRP of Joseph Goebbels, reviving the spirits of past revolution and romantic nationalism. But we could ask for more from these factions. They still retain commitments to socialism and revolution. Worse than that, Bavaria is the home of several reactionary wars, such as the Pan-Germanic anti-Jewish reading, the Austria terrorist Greens. Action to be taken, the gap between South and Western Germany will grow larger, till the point it may endanger the inviolability of our union. Now, finally, memories of. And sorry, another one. That's the last one. Der Warschauer Wirtag. If I'm saying that correctly. And I get the members over here, the German Empire over here. Very interested to see how I've heard so much. I heard so much things about Prussia. Like Prussia is in like all over the fucking place over here. I'm just curious to see what they have down pat. When we took our arms against the tyranny of Ludendorff, our revolutionary brethren in the East opposed Ukraine as the reign of Belarusians rose against Kolchak, forging 5 friendships steeds enduring. As together we fight against the double-headed beast of reaction in Europe. To the dismay of some nationalists, we recognize Poland's borders in return for Poland's giving up claims of Prussia. Of course, occupied by imperial forces. The pact of Tomorrow brings many economic, diplomatic, military benefits to us. Isolated by bourgeois nations, we don't starve thanks to Ukraine. We then are factory to Polish coal. Most importantly, our eastern border states secure us, coming in great help as a futurist threat rises in the West. Amazing the trenches, this one hurts a lot, but yeah. Minus 20% war support in, minus 40% of population, goddamn. The Soviet nations collectively plagued by memories of the Great War, the horrors of the treasures, the tyranny of Ludendorff brought the people to revolt. All this weighs heavily on the spirit of Germany. Those who remember say never again. Never again should sons bury their fathers. Never again should wives weep for their beloveds. Never again should anyone be subject to the foul trick existence. Never again a war. Those who fell to those feelings watch in horror as many of the new generation call for another war, finish off reaction in the East, or to destroy the Western Hydra. Roused by skilled like Ernst Jünger who glorified the Trench life, the young got thus revolutionary violence to a great warrior, the pacifist. Soon it will happen again. It's gonna keep happening no matter what. Yeah. So I just read for like 10 minutes over here, but I should read all that over here. But then once we get the thing going over here, we are going to really get things going over here. Really get the ball going over here. And just before that though, I'm gonna make a save. Because in my last series, if you've seen, whenever that comes out over here, last series I recorded over here, it did not go too well. Like at all. And so yeah. When I get 2 of you. Hey, do we got any tanks yet? There's some more tanks over here. Because we actually don't have the thing for tanks, so we don't have to use XP to make them. We have no goddamn XP. Lovely. Lovely stuff we got going on over here. Yeah, part of the right front over here. I see the right front we have Hungary, Transylvania, and Slovakia. So although Transylvania, depending on who comes to power, will break away from us. And over here in Slovakia, I live with Austria. Up here, so only real friend over here is Hungary. At game start at least. My throat's kind of Hell, I didn't really do that much talking. But here's what it is. Here's what that is. That is. Oh yeah, this event over here. For those who wondering where Lenin went, if I remember correctly. I think this is the event over here that talked about Lenin. Because this time I thought I was going to tell the Bolshevik Revolution failed, and side by side the Bolsheviks either end up in here, here, or here, and people are like, well, where did Lenin go? Well, Lenin went to Germany. Over here. And considering that he didn't... sorry. What was that? Considering that he didn't take into power in this timeline over here, he lived far longer than he did in our timeline. Because in our timeline, the big reason why he died in, like, I think it was like 21, if I remember correctly. 1921. Was because a lot of shit was happening that he tried to do under his rule, though, and he was basically being overworked to the point of near death, to an extent. Anyway, got to the damn room. I can't remember what that means. The cigarette smoke clouded Walter burned his forehead brow, mixing with the mist of January fog. His eyes, I see as the sea deglazed, starting to sting. There it was, front page of 4 votes. Lenin dead, and good wins too. Splitters, the whole lot of them, putting everything he had worked for at risk. He took a long wells of draft from the smoke thick, letting the cloud fill his luggage and memories fill his head. But I've never been the revolutionary type. It says the thing truly existed. He was as his name suggested a farmer, like his father before him and his father before him, and so on and so forth. His grandfather, Siegfried Bauer, sting upon the Social Revolution in 1848. For over time his sword became a plowshare, turned the Bavarian soil. With time Walter too became a father. Although he was no longer a farmer, when Ludendorff began tiny his grip in the South, Walter took out his plowshare and joined the people, if nothing more than to defend his homeland, faith, and family. With the revolution of one, the SPD secure, Walter and his family soon moved to the city. As part of the proletarialization efforts by Liebknecht and his party to modernize the German countryside. Yet time passed and Liebknecht stepped down, citing old age. Soon after, Luxemburg herself died, replaced by Karl Kautsky. This was apparently destroyed on Brooklyn's back, and with one fell swoop broke from the party, founding his own sectarian group, just like the Protestants of old. Walter couldn't believe the fool, ready to turn his back on the party end of the revolution, and for what? So they could reverse the efforts that had brought modern life to Walter's family, so they could turn back the clock and slow down socialism? Walter let the smoke blow off his lung. Yes, the SPD had begun moving in a strange direction lately. Premier Levy's reforms seemed misguided, but he still upheld the spirit of revolution after all. The party was one of the Luxembourg of Liebknecht, not one of Lenin. Not a party of dogmatic fools. He shook his head, clearing his head. He would stop before he could get too upset. Walter checked the watch. Break time was over. With a sigh, he put his cigarette out on Lenin's face. Through the two of the straps, as he walked back into the ironwork, his men were back one last time back to Lenin, to the man who wanted to take away the new life given to him by the SPD. He's been articulated thoughts perfectly as he picked up his hammer and set back to work. Goodbye, gravedigger. Lenin dead over here. Funny enough, I think this event's bugged over here because it's a news event over here, but you don't really see the news event over here in any nation besides Germany. Funny, isn't it? Another god to the socialist pantheon has fallen today as former revolutionary so-called liberator of Budapest. Vladimir Lenin has died of a stroke at 65 years old. The aging neo-German Communist Party has sustained injuries during this time in Hungary, following the Papa Bela Kun's regime during the fight of the Great War. It appeared that these injuries, thought to be minor, contributed to his ailing health, although his death still came as a shock to many. Originally came for Russia, Vladimir was expelled from his native Social Democratic Party by leader Alexander Bogdanov in 1907. Oh yeah, that's what the split happened. Oh yeah, Bogdanov became head of the Bolsheviks. From there, he traveled to Switzerland. In 1918, he served as both the Hungarian and German Revolution, settling in Berlin and serving as the foreign minister. In 1928, Lenin broke from the German SPD, citing claims of revisionism, and formed his own party, the Communist Party of Germany. Upon his death, the party will have a select new leader. It seemed to stand as highway for nobody, including those larger than life. One more lead made the less. And none more. Ooh. KBG chairman over here. That is a event. With very satisfaction, we must know what the party owes the dissatisfaction with the government after Lords of Luxembourg now faces on factional dispute after the death of the leader. With Vladimir Lenin uncompromising course and never seen the Kommunistische Partei Deutschland seize the levers of power, the man's revolutionary criticism and dynamicism had a magnetic effect on party unity. Without the Russian exile directed the KBT's heads to bury him with that course already decided. Paul Levy's party may appear strong on the outside, yes, but the faction under Harold and the Heinrich Brandner argues the opportunities hide in seemingly united SPD. It's clear not everyone that is satisfied with the region and follow us to the KPD. Many within the SPD long for a party reminded of its revolutionary principles. The only option. Once the SPD goes vulnerable, the KPD could use the petition to leverage the Levy click out of power. But it's not clear if Levy will make himself ever vulnerable soon enough to really save Germany. Uninspiring or realist, perhaps, but the Brandner faction owes some of its appeal to the brazeness of opposition. There's another thesis advanced by Karl Radek, my boy, that the KPD can ally with other outside parties such as the RDSRP and the SRNP, showing nationalist grievances of the German towards the struggle of the working class. Working with the SPD after its clear fall of the pseudo-bourgeois bureaucrats, bureaucrats, and the black blood of the last 70 years is simply too much for the many within the party and without the bear. But if working nationalists are bridged too far, and when they receive opposed you with open arms, well, you'd be surprised. The future strategic picture is uncertain. But the party needs a German now, and the Central Committee chooses Karl Radek. My boy. We'll plan on doing Radek put over here, some put over here, but not this time. It'll get his day in the light, don't you worry. And I won't be doing the status quo Crandon or Karl Popper over here. One, because status quo candidates are boring. And two, Karl Popper just underseen to me. But we do got this stuff over here. Like I see, we're building up our army. We're building up a force. We'll be working with a force public. Okay, not like that, but we're definitely building up a force for the public. Because we know it's people and all that. And try to whatever. Only mob. A little bit more factories over here would be nice. Just like these unique mods over here as well. With the they got the red R bands still, but it's not like, you know, the red R bands. The symbol of revolution, none of that other thing. Oh, we got France over here with the Ouroboros, if I remember correctly. Dijon. Whole of Dijon mustard. That's a random bit of trivia that just popped in my head when I saw it. Don't know why. Don't know why. I never brought that up at any other point, but it just came out suddenly. Look at my things over here. Oh yeah, there's a little teaser for Japan over here as well, though. I might do like a little community tab thing or whatever. But yeah, Japan's getting like a bunch more like provinces over here to help better smooth things out over here with the Japanese war that happens. The war just kind of like goes all over the place, so hopefully this will fix the problem. I don't know much about things, so yeah. Anyway, or pull-up march accidents. Paul Levy sat listening to the advice of increasing worry. His premiership had already been precarious, overseeing the massive distal left and right of his party into the KPD and ASPD. Certainly, like about the implementation desperately needed, yet somewhat unpopular and normal in the revolution, both diplomatically and economically, meant that a significant part of the party was getting sick of him. What he absolutely did not need to fix, what his advisor would tell him. What absolutely did not need to. Okay, it's being called Red Vienna. What? With the temporary absence of the emperor after the death of Franz Ferdinand, certain commoners used the opportunity to seize Vienna. Some in Prague too. We effectively believe they may have come to their aid. Levy had to laugh. Internally, of course. Were those men mad? What did they think had changed from 15 years ago? Was Rome red as well? Was London breaking their chains and coordinates? But they knew that no not the matter. While an invasion would be diplomatic suicide, saying by it would be political suicide. His opposition would never shut up about he failed to spread the revolution or finish the German Revolution or whatever revolutionary phraseology would suit them. But what made Levy better than these men was his pragmatism. Come all the insult, but at the end of the day, Levy would have a revolution and they would not. Issue steam of solidarity, but nothing more. Peace at all costs. I mean, we had to move off. That's not like really capable of doing that shit. Way over here. Because I too am a pragmatist over here, and I feel like that fucking doing that revolution early would be too much over here. We need to build up our forces, build up our power, make the will to power. Make these amazing. You know how it is. Get rid of Putus. So I'm gonna win this shit, you know. Then we'll do limited. Just to get a bit more. There's a wee bit more over here. Just enough to, just enough to satisfy the power. In case we're ever gonna need it. Anyway, Levy faced scrutiny. Comrades, I asked Chairman Levy how you could leave the Austrian working class out in the cold while the Austrian working class screams for liberation. Levy sat nervously looking at the Congress, convened an emergency over what is now labeled Red Week. The whole room felt like it was on the verge of explosion. Scenes for the revolt had been published all over German media and the people outraged along with the representatives. Of course, he sympathized with the Austrians, but how could they expect him to risk a war with the great power for it? Germany was in no state for it. Now it was a barely functional army, still recovering common and shared politics. Yeah. The Austrians guaranteed by both Italy and Switzerland. So yeah, we would not be ready for that war at all, though. We would be ready by the time Fiume and France do their thing. But that's gonna be like a while, and we know, but they don't. Comment to ask, are you unaware that the Austrian Empire has the backing of the Italian and British governments? I don't know where the support for these strikes will lead to war. Was I should not fast but eradicate war with our face to the US? I cannot say in good conscience that I would be willing to plunge Europe into a war for the sake of revolutionary adventurers. With this, the Congress exploded. Typical suspect from the old sort of KPD would complain of a lack of courage and SPD this up. His own party split between tired apathy and Russia's disappointment and all Christ. Cuss here was seeking his head. Scattered ASPD representatives could be heard clapping which was more indictment than praise. But the last post came for the nationalists, the DSRP, the SRNP. Every single one was united in utter hatred for him. It was the colony before entering from Goebbels to Nicholas to Braun to Wolfgang de Patel. I wonder how many potential leaders are going to be in Germany. Can't wait. All bosses are getting their pure, endless, and virile hate for Levy. Sorry. They were the ones announced of justice in the world. The Austro-German proletariat would storm into his building and drag you through the streets for those words. Find one of the more moderate SRNP representatives. Would not be a good day. Indeed, we ain't doing good. This PD. This PD ain't doing well. He needed to do it well. Oh yeah, this. Change of the Red Guard. I'm going to read this over here because I probably won't read this ever again. Well, over here. We'll find out the place there. All eyes were on Chairman Nikowski at the Berlin Party Convention. Suddenly, Levy's premiership had been shambolic, but the great old man of the SPD still had gravitas beyond the station. In the structure of the Social Demokratische Party Deutschland, when the party chairman picks the premier directly, that gravitas counts for a lot. More speculation should be made about what will say given the snap election, but the mechanism of the partyship could be opaque. Comment before we proceed to the Premier Levy would like to say a few words. Chairman backed away from his podium while polite but subdued. Applause reverberated through the meeting hall. Premier Levy advanced in his place, looking for all the world more alone. One could wonder what was going through his head as his fingers found purchase on the side. What had the past 8 years been for? He might have held the party together at the Rosa. Was he even wrong about Austria? In the end, how did he feel about those baying for his blood even within his own party? And now, for the sake of the party and the socialist state it represents, I will not be standing as a party leader for the coming election. Murmuring immediately became paranoid quickly as Levy quietly backed away and walked off stage. Kowski approached his face himself, waiting for the war to die down. Surely by now they must be wondering who would be named the chair apparent. Surely there were negotiations on the way before Levy's announcement. The chairman pertaining to the coordinate would be a poet. Le poet. Now, renewal of vows. This is the event over here. Paul Levy is disgraced with the news of snap election being a reassessment strategy of all the parties of the German political scene and for nationalist coalition and no exception. There is a surprising amount of overlap between the political organizations given the lack of conventional right-wing nationalist parties. Germany political scene has a front. At the front of the Deutsche Social Republikanische Partei, DSRP, which has been popular standard bearer of German nationalism since its official founding in 1923. Alois Heinrich Laufenberg and Fritz Wolfram left the SPD over issue between the Hamburg-based organization and the national program of the party. However, they draw membership from the Group Sozialrevolutionäre Nationalisten, GSRN, now the Social Revolutionary Nationalpartei, SRNP, were formed during the German Revolution. Naturally, there is much to disagree about in this conglomeration as there is to unite them. While the center portion of DSRP's basis rural agriculture will be amenable to the religious socialism of the CSABPD, the party as a whole is far more leftist than the SRNP, and with its roots in western and southern side of the early revolution. In contrast, the SRNP's maximalist revolutionary nationalist program attracts a more urban and less traditional membership, as well as being de facto the Soldiers' Party due to origins being the social councils on the eastern side during the early revolution. With German politics in flux, the DSRP leadership must ask itself some important questions about this relationship. Will continue to work out alongside the SRNP harm their chances of making a coalition with other parties? Will Biden put the nationalist cause in this way? The party search for answers. No acquaintance be forgotten. Indeed, no acquaintance shall be forgotten. With that, I'm going to end the episode off here because I'm talking a lot over here now. I know we haven't actually gone too far over here, but we're going to get into the election phase. Say by next episode. Yeah. Very least toward the end of next episode, we should be able to get to the election over here, but my throat's kind of and I don't have enough water here. So,